Hi guys, welcome to Excel data management system developed using Python. Okay, let me show you guys how this works. So right here I have the graph that was plotted using the records that we have in here. So just going to kind of like extend this so that you guys can see it properly, and I can always close it and reopen it again. There we go. Alright, so that's the graph. So one other thing that you can do is you can always click on the reset and maybe click on any of these to enter the rule again, or click on reset and start or add new data of a missing dog. So let's assume this dog is name is, let's say, is Kimmy. And right here, the breed, let's assume the breed happen to be Jack Russell. And this Jack Russell, they say the color is white, and the sex of these dogs we're talking about happens to be females. And the year of birth of this dog, let's assume that is 2022. And how many of these dogs are we talking about? We're talking about 500 plus. All we then need to do is to click on add. There we go, it's successfully added to the system, and come right there, and that is Kimmy, all the dogs. Okay, and if we decide to have a go at the plotter here, let's see 2022. What do we have in here? That is a 2022. And all of these data that we're looking at, you can find them right inside the Excel. Let's open up the Excel cell, the spreadsheet, the rescue dog spreadsheet. There we go, and that's Kimmy right there that we just added now. So what I am going to do now is I'm going to take you guys straight into Python development environment where we put one of these together, guys. So I'm going to exit out. Yes, right there. Let's start a new project. So let's go to File, New, and right here we have to import the following. So the very first library I'm going to import, that's going to be from Tkinter itself. I'm going to have to import all of the components that are required. So let's click on star. Then we also need to import Tkinter. I'm going to import Tkinter as, let's say, as tk, import Tkinter as tk. Right, and the next thing is I'm going to say import Tkinter dot message. I'm going to make that as a message box. So yeah, message dot message box. Let's say that is going to be imported as message. And let's then import Tkinter, and let's just say that is going to be tkk. So we're going to be using that for our Treeview. And let's import pandas spd. And finally we're going to have to import mathlab. So that is going to be used for the plotting of the graph that you guys saw earlier. So in the case of this, you must actually install these two components, 1, 2, onto your system. Okay, you have to install them. And a very good example of it is, if you want to install, you just need to do is to say file install pandas. Okay, So using your command prompt to install that, and you will also need to install your MATLAB straight onto your system. Okay, Matplotlib, you need that as well. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give my class a name. I'm just going to call that maybe rescue, something like that. So rescue DB. All right. Now, right down here, what I need to, let's initialize our function that we intend to use. So that is going to be as define initialize column, and right here that is going to be self comma root. And self dot root, so I'm going to use that to give us a name for my system. That is self dot root, that is going to be equals root. Next, and self dot root, let's use that to give us a title. Let's come right down here, self dot root dot title, and that is going to be, let's call that database, no, data management system. There we go, data management system. And I'm also going to include the geometry that I intend to use. There, that is my geometry. So the geometry or the resolution will be 1920 by 900 plus 0 plus 0. Those are the coordinates. Alright, so the next thing is, let's create what I'll call title frame. The title frame is going to be using the widget frame, and this widget frame is going to be a child of self.root, enter a comma, and BD, that's going to be 14. The width, I'm going to make that 1920. Height, I'm going to make the height 150. That is just for a title. I will have, let's get it parted to the x-axis by 12, and relief, that is going to be equals read. There we go. All I just need to do now is I'm going to then run that up, paste, and that is going to be dot grid. That will be row will be equal 0, comma, and the column will be equal 0. There, get that indented. That is my very first column. I can copy this. The choice is yours if you want to copy that. Now I'm going to paste it right underneath here. And this next one, I'm just going to call it the main frame. That's the main frame defined. I don't have to include all of these. I can always write main frame, but the row will be 1. Okay. All right. Now, right inside the main frame, I'm going to define another frame that I will call top. So come right down here, paste, let's call that top frame. Top frame here as well. And this top frame is going to be a child of the main frame, this very one. In as much as top frame is going to be inheriting all of the value, or it's going to have all of its own value, let's say 1350, and the height 555, I can just delete all of these then and just let it be a child of root alone. I'm also going to define more frames that I'm going to be needed. But first thing first, you see here for the top, I'm going to make that 4 and relieve that's correct. Alright, I will come right down here. Let's define the following frames as well. Let's speed that up. There, those are the frames that we're going to be using. And finally, before we can test this frame out, I'm going to come right down here and let's round up the whole process, then we'll try it out. So I'm going to say if space column name column, and that's if that is equals single quote column name system column another single quote column. Okay, that is actually underscore if underscore name underscore equals main. Okay, now we have a column there, then I'm going to say if that is root equals tk. Now we now want the application equals the name of my system here, rescue DB. That's going to be a child of the whole system, and we can then say root dot main loop there. Okay, so far that is how the system looks. I'm going to save that and let's just run it and see. File save. Let me save it right here on my desktop, right there. So call that pi underscore rescue DB there. So let's click on run and see if this. Okay, we do have an error here. What it's missing is just a column. There we go. Now run that again. Let's see. There, it's now telling me that import into as. Okay, import into. Okay, there's a K. That should have been T. So let's go back in there. Where is it? Right here. It's a T. And here as well. I'm going to have a problem here. There we go. Run that. Click on that. There we go. Alright, that is for the button. So we're going to have to move all of this up. This is it right underneath here. Okay then. Now let's create some widgets. Then after that we then put together some method to get the whole system rolling. Now the very first widget I'm going to create, I'm going to call it, let's say, data title. Okay, so let's enter data title right underneath here. First thing first, I'm just going to enter a break in there so that I know where the widget starts from. So that is going to, let's draw a line here again. There we go. Alright, this very one we start with data title, and that's going to be, the widget will be label, and this label is going to be a child of the title frame, this very one here. There. And let's add a font. The font is going to be an area, and I will make that about 90, and let's say it's going to be bold. Close that and get a space in between, and that's going to be about 16, comma, text. That would be an it. I'm just going to call that let's say enter management, Excel management system, something like that. So Excel data management system, and let's close that, run that up right there, paste, and it's going to be grid.0, row it with, the row will be 0 and the column will be 0 as well. There. So let me try that out. Run. Let's see. Oh, let's see, what was that? Just now. Wrong spelling somewhere there. That should have been equals. It's meant to be an equal sign here. Okay, run again. Let's see. Bold. Should be a D. Come on. Run. And there we go. So the title is in place, but I want to put the title right underneath here. I just call it Excel data. So I'm going to copy all of these. Paste it right there. There's going to be a huge space in there, so what I'm doing is using this just to cover up that space. So that is just Excel data. So let's change this, the name of this to subtitle. Subtitle, yep. Subtitle here as well. And that is going to be bottom left or left bottom, something like that. Copy this frame and paste it right there. And let's run. See, there we go. That one is taking shape. Okay, that's cool. So now let's enter some widgets here. Labels on widget. So come right down. Okay, so right here I'm going to first of all enter a comment. And this comment here, this one is going to be just for create title. And this one, create title widget. Yep. And this one is just for widget. And there. So let's say the first one is going to be dog underscore ID underscore label, and that is going to be a label, and this label is, it's going to be left frame. Yeah, left frame. Yeah, comma, and the fonts. Let's say the font is, I'm going to make that just something simple. Let's say about 24. Then the text that I want to need, that should be known as dog ID. Yeah, that is my text, dog ID. Now we can just close that up and also run that up. Come here, grab all of this, run it up. That will be row 0, column 0. There. Okay, that's taken care of. So at the same time, I might as well just enter an entry here for the dog. So I'm going to call that dog ID entry. So let me just grab all of this, paste it here and change it around. And here, that will be entry. I have another one here. There. And it's going to be on column 1. The font will be 24, that's fine. And I will get rid of this, I don't need this. There we go. So all we then need to change here was the widget. The widget type is entry. So let's try that out. Run. There we go. That is the widget type. Brilliant. So let's close that. I'm now going to copy this, paste as required. I need that. So let's adjust this. And this one is going to be 1, 2, and a 2. Run. Let's see, don't change things around. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to speed that up now. So I'll just speed that up and right. So take it from the top here and bring it right down up to the number of dogs. Click on run. There we go. Look at that. Okay then. Now let's add. I'm going to add a tree view here and some buttons here. So let's come right down here first. Copy this. I think the button might be easier for now. Paste. And right here, I'm going to call, let's just put a comment in there, create buttons. Now the very first button, I'm going to call that add button. That is going to be widget button. Widget button is a child of my button frame right here. Where is it? This very one. Grab all of the button frame, come right down here, just paste it right in here, anti comma, and that is going to be added to the y-axis by, let's say, 1 comma border. That will be 4, and font on that button. I can make that about 40. Yeah, 40 will be fine. What about the bottom width? Right down, let's say width, that's equals 11. height. I'm going to set it for 1. I can always increase that. Equals 1. And the text on it, there should be a comma here. Text. And this very first button, that is going to be add data, comma, close that. Now round it up. That is going to actually be column 0, column 0, row 0. Yeah. Now okay, it can be column 0. Alright, look at this. If I say, let's see, that should be column 0 really. Copy this because it's inside the button. Column 0, row 0, column 0. Okay, so that is for the button. I'm going to run it and see how that's going to look like. Get rid of that. There should be 1 there. Okay, we got the first button. Now we can just copy this. We need 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's gonna be 5. One more. 5. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. And this is going to be column 1, column 2, 3, and 4. Okay, that's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's run it. We don't need to change the names though, so let's change this one to exit. So this can be exit button. Exit button here. Okay, that's going to be exit. Let's see. I'm going to just run it. I just want to see how that's going to look like. There we go. Look at that. All right, so let's change the orders. I have to speed that up. Those are all the buttons in place. So I just want to see how that's going to look like. So I'm going to save and run. There we go. Look at that. All the buttons are in place, although there's nothing happening. Well, it's looking good. Okay, now what I want to do is to create a tree view here. So first thing first, just make sure you guys have your Tkinter from tkinterlibrary.ttk imported. Then I'm going to come right underneath the button here, and right there let's enter the following. So that's going to just be a comment, and I will now create a style. So this style is going to include the use of the amount of padding I want, heading, and the font, and so on, and the roll height. So that's what I'm going to enter in there. So I'm going to say style, that will be equals ttk dot style. That's a method in there. That's one down. So let's just enter in here. That would be create a ttk style. So I'm just gonna bring these, paste it right underneath here, a ttk style. There. Oh, let's just say style instant. Okay. There we go. Now, this style that I've just created, the next thing is I'm going to use this style to increase the font, like I said earlier, and I will also add headings and so on. So let's come right in here, and I'm just gonna say style dot configure, and that is going to be widget Treeview. Okay, you can see the Treeview in uppercase. So I'm just going to enter the first one here. I'm going to say dot heading. There we go. And we also need to add fonts. So I'm going to get rid of this font, or we can just ask it to use the TK default fonts. So we can get rid of all of these. It's a TK default font. So comma, let's make the size about 18. There we go. Now the next thing is let's configure the roles. Grab all of this, paste. So in this case, I just want the roles to be taken care of. That will be Treeview height, no, Treeview comma roles, role height. And that's, I'm going to make that about 40, comma, and I'm also using the default font here as well. Okay, and here let's just enter, I'm going to enter this thing in here, comment, so that you guys don't get that wrong. So let's say increase the font size of the Treeview. That's what that does. Okay, then Treeview element, increase the font size of the Treeview element. There. Okay, now and I want to create what I will have inside my headings. So let's say Treeview underscore column, and these columns, that is going to be equals as follows. So let's say the first one, I'm going to call that dog ID. That's the first column, comma. The second column, that is going to be the dog's name, comma, and let's go for the breed of the dog now. Then I'm going to go for the color. The dog sex. Yeah, and the dog we're about to rescue, the year of birth of this dog. There we go. I might as well make this one uppercase. Then number of dog or numbers of dog rescue of dogs. There. So that should take care of my columns. Alright, we now want the Treeview. Where are we going to place this tree view? I'm going to place it right inside my right frame here, this very frame. Copy that, bring it down. Okay, right underneath here, I'm going to say Treeview. That's the name of my Treeview in lowercase. That will be equals ttk dot Treeview. And this Treeview is a child of right frame, comma, columns. That will be equals Treeview underscore columns, comma, and I also want you to show the headings. Show headings, and I'm just going to specify the height now. That will be, let's go for about 10. All right, that's good enough. So let's run that up. So we can just say Treeview, get it rounded up. Dot grid. I can copy this, grab all of this, paste it right underneath here. I'm going to change this to, I'm going to ask it to span about 10. Okay, and the y-axis spacing, let's get it padded to about 34. Right. Okay guys, so if I run it now, I should be able to see the tree view, but it might be a little bit too long or too wide. So let's run it and see. There we go. That's my tree view. Look at it right there. And you might not be able to see, that's each column there. Okay, but the column seems to be too large or too wide. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to restrict the column to certain size. So let's come right down here and enter comment in there, and we'll just say set up the tree view columns. So let's use it for loop for column that represent column in tree view. So in tree view columns, yeah, right there. Paste that there and end it with column, semicolon, and no column actually. So we can just say treeview dot height. Let's say dot height. Okay, now dot heading. I mean treeview dot heading. That is going to be column, comma, text equals column. That's good. So the next one is we now want to define the column itself. So I'm going to say treeview dot column. Treeview dot column, and that is going to be column, comma, the width, and let's make that about 170. That is the width. And here we just need to say treeview column. We want it to get it anchored to the center. Okay, comma, anchor equals center. All right, this should actually give me the or define the columns for me. So let me save that first. Run and save. Oh, let's see. Let's come back in here. This is meant to be in lowercase. Okay, let's try that out one more time. Run. There we go. Look at that. See, it's now in order. Very good. Now, we do need a spreadsheet. So, I'm going to click on this and let's just create a spreadsheet very quick. Right, we already have all of the headers or all of the component that will go in there. So, this is going to be dog ID and so on. Close this. There they are, dog ID. Copy that and just paste it in here. Paste it right in here. Dog ID. Then we have dog name. There we go. Then we need the dog breed. There we go. Undo that. That should be a dog breed here. Okay, so I've just had to rush that. That is it. Okay, I have dog ID, dog name. Maybe I should put an underscore here as well. Dog name underscore. Then the breed, the color, the sex, year of birth, and number of dogs. There we go. So let's save this. I'm going to save it straight onto my, maybe, yeah, save it somewhere on the desktop. Okay, so I'll just call that rescue dogs. Underscore dogs. There we go. Yeah, that's fine. Save. Okay, I'm going to click on yes. It's just about the features, so that's fine. All right then. So that is it, guys. That's just what you needed. Just a very simple table. Oh, sorry, a very simple spreadsheet that contains the following. All right. Okay then. Now let's minimize that. Before then, let me add some data in here. So I'm going to say number 1. That would be Lily. And the breed of Lily, that's, let's say that's Jack Russell. Yeah, Jack Russell. And the color, let's just make that white. And that will be female. And let's say the year of birth is that. And number that we rescued, let's say, is about 45. And number 2, let's just call that Butch. And Butch, that happens to be a bulldog. And the color, let's say the color is white as well. It's a male. And that would be, let's say, 2013. And how many do we have in this? Okay, 78. Number 3. Let's call that Peter. Dog name is Peter. and the dog happens to be station. Right. Let's say the color is black. It's a male. And I'm going to make that 2016. I'll be talking of about 500 plus. Okay, that will do for our data. Okay, that's good enough for me. So save that. Yes, save. Okay, close that. We'll be calling that with the Python. Okay, the next thing is we need to get the system to load up the data we have on the spreadsheet. If you look in here, there's nothing right now. And if I open up my spreadsheet, I think that is it. I want this data in here. I want it to be displayed right in here. Okay, so let's exit out, and to do that, come right underneath here. We need to use the load function. Move this up. Alright, so let's enter just a comment in there. So load data from Excel spreadsheet and display it on the in the Treeview. So I'm going to first of all use a try statement, see if there's any error. So, and I'm now going to declare a local variable. I'll call it df. I want it to use the pandas, the PD. If you want to know where the PD is, that is it right here where I say import panda as PD. Okay, so that's what I'm using here now. PD.read Excel, that's read underscore Excel. And what am I reading? My file. So it's called rescue dogs. Rescue underscore dogs dots XLS. There we go. Okay, enter single quote here as well. Right, and just close that. Next, I'm going to use a for loop for index row in df as a local variable in there dot item row okay iterate row. There we go. Let that cover. Then we just say Treeview dot insert. And what are we inserting? We inserting the following. So let's enter a space in here, comma, up to the end of the file. Comma, the values equals row. Let's paste that in an array. So the first one is going to be, check out the dog ID, dog underscore ID. Close that up here. That will become our role. The next one is the role name. Okay, we can just copy all of these here and just paste them at the top. Okay, I've just entered each roles in there. Just have to speed that up. Then we then say exception. So my exception statement, so we can just say message box dot error. So right in here, say message box dot show error. Okay, that will be the default error message. There we go. And let's say comma string e. There. Okay, if I run this now, I should be able to see the data on the spreadsheet. So let's enter this here. Okay, we should be able to see the data on the spreadsheet. Now let's run that. If that works, then the next thing I'll do is to be able, there we go, look at that guys, that's brilliant. So what I then want to do next is, if I click on any of this data or any of this record, I want it displayed here. So let's close that, and I'm going to create a function. Okay, right underneath here, I'm just going to create a function that will handle the Treeview role selection or role selection event. Let's just say function to handle the Treeview role selection event. Okay, now right underneath here, let's say let's declare a function. I'm going to call that on Treeview select event there. On Treeview select event, and I want selected events. Okay, selected events, that will be, okay, let's do that first. Selected event, selected underscore item, that's going to be equals Treeview dot focus. Now let's use an if statement. If selected item, grab all of this, if selected item equals the following value, if selected item equals the value, and that is Treeview item, dot item, then we say select item, grab all of that, select item comma, and that is going to be value or values. There we go. Now the first one is going to be dog item dot delete. Okay, so let's come down here and just say dog underscore id underscore entry dot delete, and the entry that I'm referring to, that is the text widget, that you entry widget. So that is going to be delete 0, ck.end. There we go. So I'm going to repeat the same thing for the others. So let's just, but before that, delete it from the, I want it deleted from the tree view and also add it onto the tree view. So let's grab all of this. So this is what's going to happen. Or let's enter all the delete first. Okay, I just had to speed that up. So look at it and at the same time get it inserted. Okay, look at that. This is delete, the method delete used on each of the widgets, and insert. All right, but it's not going to do anything now. I'm going to run it. You see that there. Okay, nothing is going to happen right now. That's very simple to fix. So for us to be able to see those items, we then need to get it bind. So copy that and just dump it right here. So right underneath here, I'm going to create a bind function here. So we can just say Treeview dot bind, and what are you binding? So that's going to be Treeview select. Okay, Treeview select. There. And that's going to be select. There we go. Treeview select. And that should actually be inside double less than and double greater than. There we go. And we then call it on Treeview select event. That's what I want you to do. Comma, paste. I think that's it for the binding. So I'm going to now just try it out. First of all, we save. There. Good. Click on anyone. All right. Let's see why. Okay, I think it's not working because of the indentation. So let's get it properly indented here. So if I run it now, like you guys saw earlier, nothing happens. Okay, let's get it indented. Okay, it's in line with the except. So run, because it's a method on its own. There we go. Look at that, guys. Okay, that's cool. So that is the binding method taken care of. I'm just going to enter, let's enter the comment in there. So I'm going to call that bind the function to the Treeview. Selection event. There. That is that. No, that should be bind. There we go. I'm going to save and run again one more time. Check this out, guys. That's brilliant. Very good. So put together some functions to take care of the add, plot, reset, and exit. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to exit out. Let's come right here and just take care of my update first, or add. I'm going to be using the add and the updates. So let's come right down here, just paste that. I'll just copy that. So I'm going to call that functions. All right, so this very function, I'm going to call it def update. So I'm going to be using it for the add as well. So there, and make sure you enter semicolon there. or column, not semicolon, column. All right, so now what I want to do is I'm going to use the try function, try, and let's enter an exception as well, except if there's any problem. And if there's any problem, I just want you to do as follows. Let's say the except exception. I'm going to declare that as E. End that, and I'll just enter a message box that will show an error in case if I made any mistake or if there's any problem. So message box dot show error, and the error is going to be showing that to be an inbuilt one. So let's say error, comma. Let's close this. That would be the title, and this would be the error message from within the system. Okay, as you can see, it's a string character that will be displayed. All right, that's my error handler. Now let's come in here. So we want the system to try. First of all, I'm going to create an inbuilt local variable, and I'm going to say pandas dot. I just want you to grab hold of the Excel. I think I have that here somewhere. Let's see. There we go. That is it. Instead of just rewriting the whole lot, just grab all of that. Yeah, and just take it up here. Yeah, paste it right there. Okay. So calling my Excel. Now the next thing is my ID. So the ID in this case is the dog ID, dog underscore ID, and that's going to be equals the entry widget right here. Look at it, the entry widget, this very one right here. Okay, so I'm going to ask that to get. So let it get whatever the ID is. So let's say equals that. Paste that there. Dot get. No, that should be ID, not name. Undo that. I was meant to copy this one. Dog ID. Okay, replace that, and that is going to be dot get there. Now let's say new underscore data. That will be equals. Now I'm entering a coily braces there. Remember that, a coily braces. All right, it's not a bracket, it's a coily braces. So let me close it right underneath here as well. Okay, now between the coily braces, I'm going to enter the names, these very names that I have in here. Where is it? I think I have them on my tree view. There we go. All of these names here, I'm going to grab a hold of them all. All right. Copy, and I'm going to just paste it right here. Paste it here. There. We have the dog. Okay, I'm going to make that underscore. Now, that is going to take in the value of enter column, and what value is it taking? Is actually taking the following value from my database underscore ID. That's the first one sorted. Let's press enter. The next one is going to be the name, dog name. Okay, enter column again, and enter the array symbol, and let's enter the dog name. Dog name. That will be entry. Yeah, there we go. Dog name. Grab all of that and just paste that right in here. Let's say dot get there. That is that taken care of. Next is going to be the breed. We have the breed, so let's just keep pressing enter for all of these. We repeat the same thing for them. There. So for the breed, enter column in there, and that is going to be, I think I have the breed in here. Enter breed, grab hold of that and come right down here and paste. Dot get. Okay, we've inserted the breed, so we also need to get hold of the color. Where's color? Color is right here. Grab hold of the color, come right here, column, enter color, dot get. Alright, so color is there, enter that. Maybe just speed things up a little bit, copy this, paste it here, just add the rest of that. And this as well. Okay, now the next one is going to be the sex. Okay, let's look for the name of the sex, grab hold of that, take it up there. So that becomes, let's say, column. Okay, get the sex. Remember, there's meant to be a square bracket there, and close the square bracket. Now here, the next one here, that will be year of birth. Okay, I'm going to enter an underscore here, underscore here as well, underscore here, underscore here. All right, so year of birth. There we go. That's a long one. Come right here and just paste that here. Okay, year of birth, enter, entry dot get. Okay, now number of dog, number of dog entry. I'm gonna come down here, enter my square bracket, paste that in there. All right, so I've just defined what the system should update for me or add to. This is the last one, so I'm going to get rid of that comma. Okay, the comma just means continues. Okay, to add one to it, and here we end that, and that's the square bracket ending it there. So now let's declare one single local variable underneath here. I'm going to call that new underscore data file. That will be equals pandas dot data frame, and that's going to be new data underscore new data, and close that. So that's the new data here. I've just called that inside the pandas, inside the PD. That's right here. Remember the pandas? That's it. Okay, without the panda you won't be able to gain access into your spreadsheet or your Excel package. Now the next thing we now want to do is we now want to assign it straight into the local variable that was declared. So let's just say df that will be equals pandas dot, we want you to get it concatenated, yeah. And what are you concatenating? That is going to be, let's enter square brackets in there, here. And what we are going to be concatenating, that's going to be the df, comma, the new underscore data file, comma, Then I'm going to also ask you to just ignore whatever index we have. Ignore underscore index. That will be true. Okay, that's a method on its own. Ignore index, that is called true. Now we also need to do the same thing for the Excel. Okay, let's come right down here. I'm just going to say df, that will be dot to Excel, to underscore Excel, and that's going to be, I said, rescue underscore dog. That's the name of my system, dot XLS. That's the extension for the Excel workbook or worksheet that I use. An index, that is going to become false here. If the system is successfully saved, I now want a message box that would display, let's say, message box. I want you to show the following information, info, and just say, let's say, successful. Okay, and that's going to be the database. Data update successfully, something like that. Okay, this is the title on the message box. So let's say data update successfully. There we go. All right, so what else do we need? We need to reset entry. So let's see, updated, data updated. So come right down here, and I'm going to put this. Okay, here underneath here, what I just want to do is we enter the widget. Okay, clear the entering widget. When it's cleared, you don't have to clear it, but just put that in there. So let's say resets. Once you enter your data straight onto the system, we clear it so that we can re-enter other details. This is a function that I'm going to put together now for the reset. Okay, this function doesn't exist yet. And let's also refresh the tree view. So let's come down here and just say refresh this tree view itself. Refresh tree view. Okay, so to refresh this tree view, we just enter in there refresh underscore tree view. And that's that, done. All right, so what I'm going to do before I go any further, let me enter the clear in here, this very one here. Come right down here, just the reset, or yeah, the reset. Let's enter that in there. So we just call that very function. So come right down here and say default reset. Reset underscore entries. There we go. Let's get it indented. All right. So what are we refreshing? We're refreshing dog underscore ID underscore entry dot delete. So that will get it refreshed for me. And end of. Well, that should be uppercase. And so I'm going to repeat the same thing for the others. There we go, and so on and so forth. All right, dog name and the dog breed as well. There. So that's the refresh function taken care of. All right. So let's take care of the refresh function for the tree view as well. There we go. So for the tree view, where is it? It's right here. Yeah, there we go. Copy that, bring that in here. Enter column. And that's, we can just use try catch for that as well. So let me get hold of this exception statement, and here we say try, and this, bring this down, and that's my exception statement to handle whatever error that we might run into. Okay, now here in here, so I'm just going to now say, think I might be able to copy it right there. There we go. Copy. That is the address of my database. Paste. Now the tree view want you to delete whatever child we may have. So we say tree view dot delete. Delete all. Let's say tree view dot get underscore child. There. Once that is done, I'm going to then say for index, comma, the row in the data file that I want you to get it, iterate the rows. And the tree view, I want you to insert, dot insert empty slot, nope, comma, and all of the following values. In the row. So the first one is going to be row. That's going to be for the dog. Okay, so row for dog and so on. So I'm going to copy this because I'm going to be needing more of those. Copy. There. Okay. So this is going to be for, that's dog ID. Then we have the name, dog name. Next, that's going to be the breed. Let's press enter here so that you can see the rest. I think I even have it somewhere here. I do, yes, I do. Look at it. I might as well just grab hold of all this instead of reinventing the whole wheel. Grab hold of that and just paste that here. That's my insert command. There. That's it. All done. Okay. So all that is just left for me to do now is I'm going to need one more function that is for the tree selects. So if I select any of the columns I want it displayed, that's displayed anyway. That function to undo, oh, I think I have that sorted. It's here somewhere. Yeah, there we go. That's it. That's fine. So this function actually when I click on it, and I click on the tree view, delete everything inside the text widget and insert the following straight into the text widget. That's what that is all about. Okay, I think I might be very close to finishing this. Now, let's do one more function. That would be for the exits. So for the function, for the exit function, what I want to do in there is, no, we need two more functions really. Then we'll start calling them individually. Grab all of this. One is going to plot the whole system for me. Paste, and paste one more. Okay, one of them will be for exit, the other one will be for the plotter. So this one, we can just make this one the exit. Function exit underscore program. So I'm going to say result, that is going to be equals message box dot ask. Okay, just ask question if you want to exit or not. So ask question, and that question is going to be confirm exit. Okay, that's now the question is, now let's enter that. Are you sure you want to exit? Something like that. Are you sure you want to exit? And type question mark and close that bracket. So that's my question. So if the answer to that is yes, then you just say system destroy. If result equals yes, then we just ask the root dot destroy, and that's it. That's my exit. Done. So that's a simple one and a bit and actually straightforward. Now the next one here, that's the function that will plot the graph for me, just using two of my rows in there. That's going to be for the year of birth and the number of dog collected that very year. So let's say plots underscore graph. Okay, plot a graph, and using a try catch statement again, I'm going to grab all of these and delete the content in there. Come right here. Yep. Paste and delete all of these off and leave only the location of the database or of the Excel. Now, first of all, the F dot, I want you to plot. What you're plotting is going to be the x-axis. X equals year underscore of birth, comma, y equals, that's number underscore of underscore dogs, comma, then that will be kind equals the Okay, that's the type of graph that you will have, the bar. Okay, the bar chart. Or you can enter scattered one, whatever, the choice is yours. All right, so now I'm now going to specify the following. Let's say plt dot, and now I want to enter an X label there, X label, and that is going to be year. Let's grab all of this. Year of birth. Get rid of that. Now that's for the X, then the Y value, PL plot dot Y label. That's going to be number of dogs. Paste that in here. Those ones should be displayed on those X and Y axis. And finally, the title. Let's come in here and just add the title. Dot title. And the title is just going to be rescue dog, something like that. Let's just type it. Rescue dog data, something like that. Rescue dogs data. So for those of you who like dogs, you will like this. So let's ask the system to show dot show, and that is all there is to that. Okay, now we now need to call all of these functions. Grab hold of this. That is the exit. Let's come right down here and look for the button called exit. So scroll right down. There we go. That's button called exit. I'm going to put a comma there. I'll just enter command equals. There we go. Exit. So I'm going to repeat the same thing for the other. So let's copy this reset, comma, place that of reset in there. The plotter, comma, place, and updates. Yeah, I'm going to be using that for add as well, with comma in there, and just grab hold of each individual function. Okay, that's for the plot grab. Copy that, bring it down here. There's the plot. That's the plot. Paste that in there. We've taken care of the plots. Let's take care of the others. Maybe reset or whatever. We've done that. That's refresh the tree view itself. Now here, as a reset. So grab all of the reset. Come right down here. Let's reset here. There we go. And we need this. I'm using two functions for those. The same function for those. Updates. So you guys can always modify it to include maybe add and so on. So let's go straight into the buttons first. Here, paste that. There we go, and paste that there. All right, I noticed some inconsistency with the indentation. Okay, this one is fine now. Let's come in here. Let's see. I'm going to indent all of this. Control. There we go. Control. Quality braces. Then let's see. Look at this one. This very one here. Control and press the left. Yeah, the left brace. And let's see. I think I'm going to give it a try and let's see. Yeah, why not? Let's just give it a try and see. That's the only way to find out. Click on OK. All right, here on indent does not match. Okay, let's see what happened with the indentation here. Okay, it's not matching. I'm going to do one thing, select it all and hold on to the control, bring it right back. Very good. Now repeat that again. Okay, that should match now. All right, this thing is very particular with indentation. You must get it right. Let's see. Oh my God, it's working. All right, let's try exit first. Exit, yes. Are you sure? No. Are you sure? Yes. Okay, as you guys can see, the exit works. So let's run it one more time. Let's check out, enter that and see reset. Reset is working fine. Let me try to plot these two columns in there. There we go. Look at that. Those are the two columns. You can see my headings and so on there. Brilliant. I like this. Let's look for the x-axis. Here, that's it. Year of birth, title, and the number of dogs. Now, for the updates, let's add new dog. Dog number 4, and the name of this dog, let's say, is one of those. Let's say this is called Larry, and the breed is a pug. The color, let's make that black or gray. Okay. And the sex, this is female. And the year, I'm going to make that 2020. Yeah. And number of dogs, let's increase that. Okay, there we go. Click on add. Data updated successfully. There we go. Look at that. I'm going to plot it out there. Okay, so I'm actually using the same command for the update and add, so you guys can change it. Just let's enter dog number 5, and let's say that's the name of this dog is Kingsley, and the breed, let's say Kingsley happens to be a bulldog that was rescued, and the color of this bulldog is white. Sex, male, and year of birth 2019. How many did we rescue then? Whoa, thousands. Okay then, let's click on updates. The update work the same way. That's why I'm doing that. Okay then, there we go. Let's get it plotted. Look at that. The bulldog rescued in 2019. That's a lot of them. You see that, guys? And that's how you create your own Excel data management system using Python. So for you guys who are my channel member, you know what to do. Okay, this code can be made available for you guys. And thanks for joining. And please do join and become a channel member. That will actually help a great deal. And you can also join to become or subscribe to this channel. And you can also join to become a channel member. That'll be great. And you see right here, I'm going to change this one to, instead of enter data, I'll change it to entry data. Let's go back in there. That'll be the last thing I'll do. Let's come in here somewhere. No, it's here, title, where I have the titles. Where is it? Yeah, this one. Let's change it to entry. There we go. Now run. Entry data. So with that, guys, I'm going to call it the end of this beautiful tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoy it. And this is Paul Oman, the owner of DJ Oman channel. And I have the second channel as well called Paul Oman. So with that, I'm going to say bye for now. You all have a nice day now. And I hope you enjoy this. Bye.